Yes, thank you so much. I'm Sophia Mange, a student from Southern Hampshire University through Kepler program. So I'm going to present the project which is called It's Your Function. So this project is in a PowerPoint presentation, so I'm going to presenting it. So this project has an overview. So in an overview we have five major function of management. So those five major functions of management are planning, organizing, staffing, reading, and controlling. So also there are three management styles. So those styles are directing, delegating, and discussing. So in an overview we have the strength and the weakness of these three management style. So also we have conclusion and differences. So starting by the five major function of management. So the first is planning. So planning is a function of management where a human resource manager think about the activity that needs to be accomplished or to be done or task he or she has. So about organizing. So organizing it is the process of creating work relationship enable employees to work together to achieve their goal organization goal. So this means that this is the creating of the relationship between the employer. So this will help the company to achieve their goal because of the relationship of that employers. So the third is staffing. So staffing it refers to the process of hiring and selecting employers for position, and that employers have all qualifications to fill a position in the organization. So this means that this is the process of hiring the new employers, but the manager have to make sure if that employers has the all requirements or all qualification that help that employer to fill in that position. So moving forward about the also reading. Reading is a function of management that require an organization the way people do and the way of encouraging employers and staff to achieve the goals of organization. So about controlling is a function of management that help to encourage staff, executives, and at all levels of company to seek planned outcome. So this means that is a function that helps to encourage all staffs or member in the company to plan how they can earn the income. So also about the stream management style. So first is directing. So in directing is a process in which manager advise, direct, and track employer output to accomplish organization goals. So this means that directing is the advice of manager giving to the employer in the way of getting more income or profit to the organizational goals. So it is here we have strength and weakness. So starting by strength. So the strength of directing is communication skills, negotiation skills, and reasoning skills. So if the manager has communication skill, it will help him to communicate with the employer easily. So if also the manager has negotiation skills, so this will help him to negotiate well with his or her employers and even to the other company. So also manager have to must have the listening skills. So this means that if he or she has listening skills, it will help him or her to understand very quickly to the employers or other partner in the business. So about the weakness is first is lack of confidence. If the manager doesn't have confidence, so everything he will fail because if he will do and everything without confidence, so means that he doesn't do anything. So also about also another weakness is lack of problem solving skills. So if the manager doesn't have problem solving skills, this will cause the fear of the company. This is because when the employer has some meet with a conflict and the manager that didn't have how doesn't know how he or she can conflict she can solve that conflict, this will cause the failure of the company, because when the employer doesn't has misunderstanding, so they will not do every their task well. So here there is the example scenario of the electing style. So here there is an example. When in the company hired a new employer who is going to work as a manager, and that employer doesn't have any experience in that position. So in that case, a boss will use the leadership style to tell the employer what to do and what what to do and how to do it. So this is an example of directing skills because it helps an employer to be adapted quickly. So moving forward about delegating management style. So about delegating is the management style where managers share his or her responsibility. So this means that in delegating, managers to share his task or responsibility to the employers. So here there is a strength and weakness, starting by the strength. So first strength is to motivate the employer. So if the manager motivate the employer will do everything, will work hard in what they are doing. So second strength is to help employer to get different skills. So if the manager give the employer many responsibility, it will help the employer to get more skills about in the job they are doing. So another strength is he is able to give a task to the employer. So this means that manager is the one who give the task to all employers. So about the weakness is this: when is lacking of motivation skills. So this means that if the manager doesn't have motivation skills, the employer will do everything slowly without caring if anything. But if the manager have motivating skills, it will help the company to be growth. So also about another weakness is lacking of time management skills. So in this point, so if the manager doesn't have the management skills, this will cause the loss of the company, and it will destroy many things because, as you know, time is money. So if that if manager doesn't know how he can use time, this will get lost to the company because he will do everything out of the date, out of the time. So that's why lacking of time management is most weakness to the in the delegating management style. So moving forward about the scenario of delegating style is this. For example, when you are a manager in an organization, you can give the different tasks and responsibility to your employee. In the way you are avoiding misunderstanding between them in their job. So this means that you are the one, when you are giving the task to the employer, you can give every employer his or her task in the way of avoiding misunderstanding, because sometimes you can see one your coworker have a job, have a task, but that task is not too hard. So that's why you can give the task to the employer according to the way you want, in the way of avoiding misunderstanding about them. So moving forward about the discussion management style. So discussing is the way of talking about something in order to reach a decision or to convince someone of a view, a point of view. So here there is a strength and weakness. So the strength here is active listening and encouraging the employer to be hardworking. So the weakness here is lack of public speaking and being dishonest. So Here there is a scenario of discussing a management style. For instance, at the time a company gets lost, manager can take the time of sitting together with his or her employer in the way of discussing to that question of the loss of the company. So when they sit together, they can solve that problem. So moving forward about the conclusion. So as a conclusion, I can say that the reader are the one who take all responsibility and all task in an organization in the way of expanding the organization and working hard in the organization to achieve their goal. So thank you so much.